What is up, everybody? Welcome to Outside the Cage on this special UFC 291 preview. Poirier versus Justin Gaethje 2 in Salt Lake City this Saturday. This is the place to be. We're going to give you picks, predictions, methods, and all that card by card in detail. I'm excited. How are you feeling, brother?
Bro, I am over the moon. I'm feeling a lot better than I was on Monday. I can't lie. It feels like a Friday, which is a dangerous thing to do on a Thursday, but it really feels like a Friday today. And that is
Definitely. I'm so excited about this card. I got a lot of plays that I like. It's rare. We were just talking about off air. Sometimes we like a lot of plays, sometimes we don't. This is one where I definitely like a lot of plays. So let's get right into it. Our first fight of the night, Miranda Maverick versus Priscilla Cachoeira. Miranda Maverick is minus 300. Priscilla is plus 240. The over-under is 2.5. Over minus 125. Under 2.5 minus 105. Rare for a girls line. Usually the under is you can get plus 170 and higher. What do you like in this one? Anything you like here?
I mean, I like Miranda Maverick to win, but it's not worth laying it down for minus 270. So my play for this fight was the over 2.5 rounds. So yeah, I don't know. Honestly, I'm gonna be just getting warmed up on that one. Be watching, getting ready, drinking that first beer, just getting ready to go.
I feel it.
Yeah, I expect Maverick to take.
I am gonna fire right away.
Whoa!
I'm gonna fire right away. I'm firing right away. I'm gonna set the tone early. We're gonna know if it's gonna be a good day or not.
You're gonna punch him in the mouth.
I'm kind of scared. I'm kind of scared to lay money on Miranda. She's 2-3 in her last 5. Lost a decision last. One of her last 2 wins is via sub. Priscilla does have 2 losses via submission to 0 wins. So I'm gonna fire here Miranda Maverick by submission, official bet plus 180. As far as the over under goes, for girls, they do kind of tend to have fights that end early. Again, I don't like the over under. Just for the numbers, I don't really see a lot of value, but I could definitely see this being under 2.5. Maybe either fighter wins in rounds 1 through 3. But my official bet, give me some plus money to start the night, is Miranda Maverick by submission plus 180. Miranda Maverick has 7 wins by sub out of her 13 wins, by the way. So I'm going to fire with that one.
Coming out of the gate, sprinting. You went sprinting, I tell you. I like that, bro. I might indulge in that with you. I like the fight.
I appreciate it. Yes, sir. I appreciate it. Our next fight, Matthew Selmisberger minus 210 versus Euros Medic plus 175. Over under is 1.5. Over minus 135. Under 105. Under 1.5 is plus 105. You have anything here or no?
So I saw this on Bovada. I don't know if every book's going to have this, but I saw over 2.5 rounds for plus 150. I don't know if you have that same thing. But I kind of like that.
No, that's for sure. Okay.
I expect Selmisberger to get the job done. Medic is dangerous on the feet. He could knock you out, but I think Selmisberger is just going to use the wrestling. I don't think he'll get him out of there, but I think he'll win a decision. So that's my play. Over 2.5 rounds, plus 150.
Those 2.5s always scare me, man. I don't like that.
That
I like
extra
1.5.
It's like 2.5.
It
makes the rounds so stressful when you got that. Yeah. When you're just hoping nothing happens in the next 10 seconds because you know it could at any moment.
I'm gonna go another underdog play here, and this is not only is this a prediction, this is also an official bet. If I don't say it's official, it's not official. This is also an official bet. Give me Euros Medic plus 175 money line. He's 4-1 his last 5, 4 knockouts. His only losses to Jalen Turner. We know Jalen Turner is obviously high level. So yeah, I mean, I think for the line plus 170, I think again, just a value play here. I think this line should probably be closer to about Selmisberger minus 150, minus 140. So yeah, for that line here, I'm gonna take Euros Medic. He's also going up in weight. His last fight was at lightweight, so probably a little more power after that little less weight cut.
So faster too.
Yeah. So give me that. Selmisberger kind of wants to drag the rounds out, maybe Medic, keep it on the feet, put him away early. So I'm fine. I could be 0-2 early with 2 underdog plays, but we could also be really great going into the next one. So let's rock.
Yes, sir. And all it takes is one out of those two. If you win one underdog play, it'll make up for the other one, and you will be cruising. Bro, before we go any further, were you like 7 for 9 last week or something like that? You went.
Knock on wood.
Yeah, I won't talk about that. I won't talk about that.
We keep it hot. I'm a volume shooter. I don't like to look at myself as a shot taker. I like to consider myself a shot maker. Anyone can take shots, but how many do you make? So I just try to stay consistent. Don't force any bad shots. I like to lock this card. There was some I really liked, but I decided to leave it off because I like to shoot a high percentage. So sometimes what you got to do.
Don't go for the shot over the 2 trees between the thing when you could just punch it out into the fairway and get on the green on the next shot. So
why get a 7 trying to force a 4 when you can just lay up and get a 5 and walk out of there with par?
That is what I need to start doing, man.
Come on now, pick your spots.
Can't be great all the time.
So you got Selmansberger there. No official bet there.
No official bet, but maybe on the over 2.5 rounds, I'll see how I'm feeling. But no, it's not official if I'm saying maybe. So nope, no official bets.
Our next fight, CJ Vergara -150 versus Vinicius Salvador +125. Over under 2.5 is +1. Over under the overs 2.5 is +120. Under 2.5 -150. What do you like here?
Oh man,
it's a close one. This is the
it is.
On the card, I think. Like line wise, this is a really close fight.
I think I'm gonna just go with the plus money with Vinicius. He's on the rise. He has power in the hands. He's an entertaining fighter. And I like him for +125 here. I'll probably put a unit on it. I'll say that's an official bet. Vinicius Salvador.
Yeah, this was one of the ones where I really liked Salvador, but then it was just I don't like him enough to make an official play. But I will say if I do go 2-0 in those 2 underdogs, I will be putting money on him. But not for now. I'm gonna rock. I'm gonna stay away from here. But I definitely like Salvador to win this fight.
Hell yeah, dude! The dogs are looking good early.
Yeah, the dogs were barking a lot this card, bro. There's a lot of value. The dogs were definitely barking. Our next fight, we have Jake Matthews coming in at -260 versus Darius Flowers +210. Over 1.5 is -120. Under 1.5 is -110. I got to pick them there. What do you like here?
So on this one, I'm going to be killing the underdog run, unfortunately. I mean, not unfortunately, because I like Jake Matthews. I think he will get the job done, most likely by decision. Let me find what those odds are. I just had them, and I could have sworn I written it down, but I did not. He's a -260 favorite, so probably about even money, maybe even minus for a decision, which kind of sucks. Let's see. Jake Matthews by decision, +325. Official play for me. A sprinkle.
Okay.
Obviously, Vegas doesn't agree. Matthews is -125 to win inside the distance. But I don't know. I see Darius being able to last to the bell. So that's a weird one. I don't like how Vegas is against me so much, but
that's weird that he's -1, such a big favorite money line, inside the distance, slight favorite, big underdog.
Yeah,
scares me a little bit. But like you said, I do like Jake Matthews. So obviously, when I look at these, I look at who I think is going to win. Then I look at how their fights usually go because that kind of I think they're going to control the fight. So I think Jake Matthews, all of his fights have gone into the second round. His last fight was a loss, still went to decision. His last 2 losses both went to second and third round. I'm not going to get too crazy on this one and take I like your bet, but I'm just going to play it safe and give me over 1.5 -120 on that one. That's my official play for this one.
I like that. Yeah, I like that over 1.5 a lot. I'll definitely be firing on that just to give myself a little security blanket. And as long as it's not an early finish, we will be happy.
Yeah, I agree. Our next fight, we have Roman Kopylov versus Claudio Ribeiro. Kopylov is -200. Ribeiro is +170. Over 1.5 -130. Under 1.5 even money. This one for me was kind of like the the Euros Medic fight. I thought the line should be a lot closer than it is. So you know what that means for me. I'm going to take Rubio plus 170 official play. Then I'm also going to take over 1.5, minus 130. I just think that both these guys are slow starters. They can finish you, but they both get knockout wins, but they're both in the second, third round. So
you like that over 1.5?
Hopefully they both like Ribeiro's 11 wins. He has 11 knockouts. Krylov has 10 wins and 9 knockouts. So maybe they both kind of respect each other. We get out the first round, and then we fight, and then we get to that, and then hopefully Ribeiro puts them away.
Going off of that, I also agreed that this line should have been a little closer than it was, and I kind of went in a weird direction. I have Roman Kopylov winning by decision for plus 325. I'm getting too picky with it, but I think when they're a big favorite, it's okay to try and get a little picky with the method.
I just can't believe you would trust these judges. That's why I don't do it.
Yeah, that's the worst thing in the world when you get it right, but the judges don't.
Yeah,
God, that sounds weird to say, but it's really a thing.
Yeah.
So, did you see the picture of the judge in the Ultimate Fighter this week where he was asleep during the fight? Like during the
last fight, the last episode?
Yeah, the one between Austin Hubbard and Roosevelt Roberts. When they were fighting, they show a picture. You can see the judge in the corner. He's literally so.
Makes sense. Fight was boring.
Yeah, for real. I thought it was high level, but that's got to be tough, dude. When it's your roommate and you've been sparring against him the whole camp, you guys know each other's tendencies.
Connor, it's not sparring. It's not sparring, lads.
Bro, the show's picking up for me. I'm liking it more and more every week, honestly.
Bro, they're not gonna do it like a coaches competition.
I was wondering the same thing. It's Dana's favorite part of the season. He says it every time.
But then I thought about it as like they can't, bro. If Connor lost, he'd fucking flip out.
He lost the last one to Uriah, and he was hot.
Mad and shit. The helicopter. It gets too bad, bro.
He said, "I wish it was something more athletic, skill based. So I really could have just taken him away, or something like that." But
so you got Kopylov by decision there, plus 300.
Risky, dude. I'm trusting. Hey, maybe the judges will help me. Maybe Ribeiro will win the decision, and then they'll give it to my guy Roman. So it works both ways.
Definitely could go that way. Our next fight, the Black Beast returns. Derek Lewis. He is plus 190 versus Marcos Rogerio de Lima at minus 230. Over 1.5 plus 160. Under 1.5 minus 200. You can take the lead on this one because I got something.
God. I just didn't like this. I remember when they first announced it, I said, why the hell are you putting my guy Derek Lewis in altitude? He's not a cardio guy. That's not his bag. He's old. He just wants to go out there and swing and bang. They got to give him some young Brazilian. I think D-Lew gets finished. I don't even know if I'm going to bet it because like he's one of my favorite fighters. I don't want to be rooting against him, especially for minus 235. I'm sure that De Lima by knockout isn't even much better, right? It's probably minus 150.
Nah. So actually, so Lewis is 1-4 his last 4 fights. Not very good. Both these guys are old, but you look at De Lima, he's 4-1 his last fights, as opposed to again D Lewis 1-4. Again, like you said, the elevation. Big favorite De Lima. I actually found a number that I like, and I think this is a really great bet. It was almost the play of the day, but I feel like it just can't because it's such plus money. But I'm going official play De Lima to win in round 1 plus 175.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that's plus money.
Yeah, it's the numbers fuck with my head sometimes because I don't know. But yeah, I had to take that one.
Overthink it.
Yeah.
Because dude, D-Lew's lost in the first round for a lot of his recent fights, but I guess he has been fighting really good dudes as well.
Yeah,
man, dude, I wouldn't be mad if I lost a bet and Derek Lewis got a KO. I'd like to see him leave on top. I want to see him retire, honestly, not because I don't want to see him fight anymore. I love him.
He's probably just waiting for that one win.
Yeah, In this sport, though, it's the chances get lower and lower every time when you just keep declining.
Yeah.
But yeah, hopefully he can go out there and prove us wrong. I would enjoy to see that. I would be very happy to be wrong if Derek Lewis wins, but I really don't think he will.
Agreed. Our next fight, we have Gabriel Bonfim at minus 330 versus Trevin Giles at plus 260. Over 1.5 is plus 110. Under 1.5 is minus 140. I originally scouting this fight, I thought maybe I would throw a sprinkle on Trevin Giles. And the more I looked at it, I was like, Bonfim's kind of on the come up. I do think Trevin's the best fighter he's fought. So then I thought about it. He's 14-0 with 14 finishes. Again, I think this is the best fighter he's fought. I do think he squeaks out a win, but I don't think it's a walk in the park. So I'm going to go with over 1.5 plus 110. I think Trevin can hold him off for about 7.5 minutes. So that's what I'm hoping.
Do you think if everything's going well, you might try and be a military sniper and hit like Bonfim in the second or something like that? Because I'm sure those odds aren't bad.
Yeah, definitely.
Dude, and like you said, Giles is going to be a step up for him. It's going to be the best guy he's faced. So Bonfim to win by decision is plus 600. We've seen that story before where a guy on the rise comes in. He's a huge favorite. Everyone
you love these guys by decisions, huh? That's your move today?
Like today, bro, I was writing everything down on my paper, and I was like, man, I hate to do
this. That's how
I
was with like the first 5 fights of like underdogs. I was like,
Like it's like on a test when every answer is C, and you're like, one of these.
Yeah, something's wrong. Something's wrong.
Yeah, but yeah, dude, I have Bonfim inside the distance for my prediction, but I have minus 200 for that, which I don't really want to lay down. So if anything, I honestly might do that Bonfim in round 2. I'm kind of like.
Would you believe me if I told you Giles beat Roman Dialize?
Damn, I actually didn't know that. How long ago?
March 2021.
Shit. Yeah, this is a step up. This is definitely a step up for Rivera. Or not Rivera, for Bonfim.
I might throw some money on Giles plus 260 if I'm up.
I like that. And like these guys that have been around the UFC, they've been training with top dudes for a while. They've been sparring guys in the UFC. They like when you stick around and are able to not get cut, that means you're really good. So
yeah,
it's not going to be a walk in the park for Bonfim. And
now we get to our main card, kicking it off the evening. Michael the Maverick Chiesa versus Kevin Trailblazer Big Mouth Holland. Kevin Holland minus 150. Michael Chiesa plus 125. Over on my book, over 2.5 plus 165. Under 2.5 minus 205. Give me some background. I know this is your guy here, so give me some background into this one. What do we got here?
Yeah, bro. So Kevin Holland, one of my favorite fighters, probably in my top 5. Dang, actually 2 of them on this card, as a matter of fact. But yeah, bro, Kevin Holland, he's gonna want to keep it on the feet, I think, because Chiesa is a very good wrestler. He just grinds away at you. So you can see the path to victory for Mike. But everybody that was able to ragdoll Holland like that, excluding Hamza, who is a middleweight now, were big guys in the middleweight division. So I kind of believe that Holland's going to be able to keep Chiesa off of him. Maybe he'll get taken down once or twice, but he'll get back up, to quote John when he was talking to DC. So, yeah, I like Holland to honestly get him out of there with a TKO. But I don't want to bet on Holland by TKO because I have seen too many of his club and subs where he drops somebody, jumps on their neck, ends up submitting him instead.
Do you want me to give you a line for? Do you want to give you a line for him inside the distance, or do you have one?
I got even money
on inside the distance.
Inside the distance, yeah, okay. On my book. So that's probably that is what I'll be firing on this one. Official play. I mean, 145 minus 145 isn't bad either.
No.
But I don't know. Kevin Holland doesn't like to go to decision.
Yeah. So I agree. Like you said, I think Holland wins, and I think he tries to put him away. Michael Chiesa has only been knocked out one time in his career. So I kind of think this goes 3 rounds. I mean, Holland wanted to put away Stephen Thompson, and he couldn't. I mean, both of them couldn't, but I agree it's Stephen Thompson. Michael likes to go to decision. No one likes to go to decision, but a lot of his fights do.
Mm-hmm.
4 out of his last 5 went to decision. I think it's just a matter of if Michael can trade on the feet. So I'm gonna fire here on over 2.5 plus 165. Throw a sprinkle on that, but then I'm also gonna go alternate over under, over 1.5 minus 145. Those are my 2 plays there for this one. I think for sure this gets over 1.5 rounds. I think this fight enters the 3rd round. After that, who cares? But I think this is there's a lot of fights on this card, like we talk about. Just like I'm interested to see what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Like I just want to see I just want to know the result already.
100%. I think we both know which one has us like that the most. We'll get to it later, but yeah, bro. Because I could see Chiesa just like wrestling him and being able to control him, but I could also see Holland just landing one of those long right hands, those straights like he does, catching just like stumbling him back a little bit. Holland just jumps on the neck or some sort of submission. So that's what I'm banking on. Let's go, Kevin.
Yeah. I also might like a lot of. I'm going to make another official play here. I'm going to go Kevin Holland minus 150. I think that Kevin Holland's way better on the feet. And I think that Chiesa has to be careful with him on the ground because of Holland's jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
So I think that the gap on the feet is way bigger, and then the gap on the ground, I don't think there is one, if that. So I don't see a way that Chiesa wins. So give me Kevin Holland here.
I like that because sure, Chiesa is going to be able to wrestle him, but jiu-jitsu guys don't really mind that.
Yeah.
As long as they're not getting like Khabib wrestled. But
that here.
Oh man. Now we're getting into that one was pretty big time as well. But man, I've been hearing some people saying this is the best card of the year. Obviously, I'm going to be biased towards UFC 290, no matter what happens. But
I think the way it's hard to say. So like when you talk about the best card, are we talking about like results, like how fights went? Because if that's the case, then yes, it's 290. But this card on paper, if I gave you this card and I gave you 291 before they started, we would pick 291. So it's just hard to say. You gotta wait till it. But like, yes, on paper, this card's really good.
Yeah, that's like the UFC 276 effect. On paper, I looked back at that card a week ago. Dude, one of the best cards I've ever seen in my life. But it was just kind of full of not letdown fights, but fights that could have been better. Like O'Malley with the eye poke on Pedro. Yeah. Izzy and Cannonier's main event was pretty underwhelming. But, I mean, it still had Volkan Max and Pereira and Strickland.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's a really good card, dude. The main card is absolutely loaded.
And to continue the loaded main card, we got Tony Ferguson versus Bobby Green, 2 OGs of the sports, 2 bad motherfuckers as well.
Mm-hmm.
Tony Ferguson plus 310, Bobby Green minus 400. Over 2.5 is minus 140. Under 2.5 is plus 110. Weird line here. I don't know. This line tells me to bet Tony. Bobby Green just got fucking knocked out, but like Tony's not very good either. So it's like, I don't know. I honestly do not know. I have no play here. I mean, if I'm up, maybe a sprinkle on Tony, but I honestly do not know.
Dude, I think I'm going to put not a lot on Tony, but a unit. Yeah, I got an official play. Dog of the day. As a matter of fact, I'm feeling cracked. Tony Ferguson by submission. I'm not betting on that, but I think that's kind of how he has to get it done if he's going to.
He hasn't won since 2019, bro.
I know, but he's been fighting really good dudes. He lost to Beneil, Charles, Chandler, Gaethje. And then the Nate one makes me question it because he was bad in that fight.
Yeah, that's the one, bro.
And he is coming off of a DUI outside the cage.
Yeah.
So don't make me talk myself out of it, but I kind of just did.
Given the facts, because I want to bet it too, but I'm just like, because if I bet it and he looks like shit like he did against Nate, I'm gonna be fucking pissed.
I feel like Bobby, he always looks amazing.
Who's gonna be more fucking game to fight? We know that answer.
Yeah, probably Bob. I don't
Yeah.
know, but dude, Tony, like he said, obviously these guys always say this bullshit, but he said he wants to make another run at the title. Says he's serious about it. That's impossible when you're 36 years old. Maybe if you're a light heavyweight, you can make another run when you're 36, but in that lightweight division, I'm sorry, you're not going to be able to win 4 more fights against the top dudes in the UFC. But I think Tony can win this one.
I'll book it in. Official play. Tony Ferguson plus 300. Sign me up.
That's
Fuck
right.
It. Fuck it. You got me. You want to take the lead for our next fight, bro? That's all you.
Sure. We got the Wonder Boy, Stephen Thompson, finally fighting Michel Pereira. And I was going to say this card kind of got an unfair advantage because this was originally supposed to be on UFC 289, that trash card that I always bring up, and it wasn't. Got moved to this one. So this card definitely got a very big boost off of that. And you already know who I'm going with. Wonder Boy is the other fighter in my top 5 favorite fighters on this card. So I got Stephen Thompson to win by decision. It is scary because he's old and Holland was definitely getting through before he broke his hand, because the fight, it was 2 different fights in Thompson versus Kevin Holland, before Kevin broke his hand and after he broke his hand.
Yeah.
Thompson's, we just talked about a guy being 36. Thompson's what, 40, 41?
40.
But I don't see Michel Pereira really, like, obviously he might try a couple takedowns, but that guy likes to put on a show for the fans. That's what he does. So I don't see him doing the smart thing and trying to lay and prey on Thompson to get the dub. And if you know what we say, Wonder Boy's a problem for everybody on the feet, including the champ right now. So plus 150, Stephen Thompson by decision. He's a minus 145 favorite. Pereira's a plus 125 dog. I forgot to say that.
Big line advantage here for over 2.5 minus 225, under 2.5 minus 110. So what I do is when I first look at these fights, I look at the fights. I try to think like who would win and how it's gonna go. So when I first looked at this fight, I was like, bro, I'm fucking hammering it. That shit's over 1.5. But it wasn't 2. They had the same idea as me. Obviously, they're smarter than me. Over 2.5. Both these guys go to decision. Both these guys strike, stand and bang for a while. If you can get a good number on over 2.5, that's the play. Like I said, they're both strikers. Thompson hasn't proved he can't win a striking matchup yet. So until he does, I'm probably still lean Wonder Boy. Yeah, I don't have an official bet though, so I'm not betting. I will have over 2.5 in my parlay though, so we'll get to that parlay later.
I'm gonna have some juicy ones today.
Yeah. And now we get to our co-main event of the evening. The one that has everyone stooped, everyone baffled. No one knows what's going to happen. Yeah, Jan Blachowicz, minus 115. Alex Pereira, minus 105. About as coin toss as it gets on paper and in my head. I started the week saying, give me Pereira. I then went to Jan. I then went back to Pereira. I'm just going to go ahead and say it now. I'm back on Jan Blachowicz. I think Jan Blachowicz wins. I think Jan Blachowicz has the power to counter Pereira, so I don't think it's just like Pereira can go in and walk him down. Yes, I know Pereira, the less of a weight cut, probably has more or less power, but then that also means that he's at a higher weight, so Jan has a heavier chin. Pereira just got knocked out. We know by who. We don't need to go into that. But, yeah, I think he just I think Jan can take enough on the feet to where he can get a takedown and lay on him for 3 rounds.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm not an official play because I don't bet on something I have no clue what's gonna happen. So I'm gonna bet here over 1.5 rounds minus 145 alternate round total, and then I'm gonna throw a stab at Jan by sub plus 550.
I was thinking about that too.
All I have on this one.
Thinking about that.
This one's just more like, fuck, I just can't wait to watch it.
Honestly, I am so excited for this fight. We were texting about it, pretty much everything that you just said. If Jan lays and prays, he's going to win. But it's just hard to bet against Alex Pereira not cutting weight. And Pereira's teammate Glover Teixeira made the easiest work of Jan Blachowicz that we've ever seen. He just made him look like an amateur on the ground. So obviously Glover's going to be telling Pereira what to do. He's going to have him prepared. It's just a matter of, can you get that good at grappling in 10 months or whatever it is?
And I think the thing at 85 about Pereira being unable to grapple is he's just so big you can't take him down.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think at 225 at 205 he has that, just like he's just too big to take down. Like I think Jan can for sure take him down. He's just as big.
And Izzy has some of the best takedown defense of all time. And if Jan, and he's really good at getting back up. He's wiry. He always does the right, or most of the time does the right things down there. And Jan was pretty much able to, not like he wasn't grounding and pounding him and beating him up, but he was able to keep him wherever he wanted to keep him in the Adesanya fight. So that just kind of makes me think that Jan's going to be able to lay and prey on him. And this one, I had a weird bet on this one. So if Jan wins, obviously he could catch him with that Polish power, but most likely it will be by him grappling, laying and praying, ground and pound, threatening submissions, whatever he does on the ground, which means that he might get a 10-8 round in there. So I have Jan as a -3.5 point spread favorite. Weird to be betting spreads in MMA, but Bovada had it. So basically,
like his total score?
Like he'd have to win 30-26. It's +1. It's +120. But I really feel like if Jan gets Pereira down in those first 2 rounds and gets him tired, he could definitely get a 10-8 in the third from just laying on him, ground and pound.
I think it could be like 30-28, 30-28, 30-28, 2-4-6. It's not just one scorecard. It's the whole.
It's the whole scorecards? Oh, yeah, dude. Then I love this bet. Then I love it even more.
So it could be. So you just have to have 2 judges give them 30-28.
Yeah, dude. I was low key thinking that it was a 5 round. I forgot it wasn't a 5 rounder when I saw that 3.5 point spread, and I was like, "Oh, let's take that." But it makes it even better. It's kind of weird getting into those like nitpicky bets with point spreads and stuff like that. You feel like you can always get screwed because, I mean, hell, we saw a judge give fucking Cheeto the decision over Corey Sandhagen. So you can't bet. I'm betting on the judges a lot this card.
Exactly.
I don't even know if I'm betting on the fighters. I'm just betting on what the judges write down because it could be whatever.
You are. Let's get to it. Our main event of the evening for the BMF belt. Dustin the Diamond Poirier versus Justin the Highlight Gaethje. Their second meeting. Last meeting, Dustin won by knockout. Dustin Poirier is -150. Justin Gaethje is +125. Over 2.5 rounds is set at -140. Under 2.5 rounds at +110. You can go first, brother. What do you like here and why?
So it's been 5 years since their first fight, right? So obviously they're not the same fighter. Yeah. You can use it a little bit, but I wouldn't want to base my prediction off of just that. Gaethje's gotten a lot more technical. He still obviously throws caution to the wind or whatever that saying is. But for the most part, he's a lot smarter as a fighter. We saw it in the Chandler fight. He was the technical one in there. But with that being said, I don't think he's a better boxer than Dustin Poirier still. If he's going to win, it's going to have to be with those leg kicks. He's going to have to pretty much kill Dustin's mobility to where he can get to his chin. But the way I see this fight going, I just like Dustin in it. I think he's a top 3 boxer in the UFC. When he touches people, it hurts them. I heard Chandler say that he thinks Gaethje has like a higher output and more volume, but Dustin hits harder. So it just takes, a couple from Dustin to change the fight. And this is both of their type of fights, just a dog fight, firefight, 5-rounder. But I mean, Dustin wins more of them, to be honest.
Yeah.
We saw Gaethje lose to Alvarez in kind of a similar fight. So I just I like Dustin by TKO. +185 is what I had on my book. I heard Dustin say, I don't expect this to go to the distance. And if it does, we'll be talking about it in the hospital. because this is going to be an absolute war. I just don't see. Yeah, I don't know. I see Dustin getting the finish. I don't see both of their chins holding up for an absolute war with that. Where they are in their careers right now, maybe if they were still in their 20s or early 30s, but they're both a little older, and your chin's going to go at least a little bit. So, yeah, give me Dustin Poirier, TKO, plus 185, official play.
Same reasons you said. I don't want to repeat anything you said, but yeah, I just think that when it gets into the deep waters, Dustin probably tends to be a little bit more technical when it gets to that. I like Dustin Poirier minus 150. That is my official bet. I for sure think this sees probably the third round. So maybe a stab at over 2.5 minus 140, but I don't know. But one bet I did see that I like, and I'm going to take is Dustin Poirier to win by knockout in round 2, 3, or 4. And that is plus 400. I don't think Justin Gaethje's too good to be finished in the first. And I think if it gets to the 5th, I'll take my chances because I don't think if it gets to the 5th, like you said, it's just going to be in the hospital. So give me Poirier to win by knockout plus 400.
Dude, that's actually a really good line. It's almost like it's almost sketchy how it's plus 400 for that. But I guess you're picking a guy to win by knockout and you're taking 2 rounds out of the equation. So yeah, it adds up. Bro, I really like that shirt. Sorry to get off topic, but that looks like a straight Tiger Woods shirt right there.
Appreciate it.
The black
So that's our plays for the main event. Just to recap my official bets, we'll put these up on the socials as well. Miranda Maverick by submission plus 180. Euros Mitic to win plus 175. Jake Matthews, Darius Flowers over 1.5 minus 120. Claudio Ribeiro plus 170 and over 1.5 rounds minus 130 in that fight. De Lima to win and beat Derek Lewis in round 1 plus 175. Trevin Giles and Bonfim over 1.5 plus 110. Holland and Chiesa over 1.5 rounds minus 145. He talked me into this one. Tony Ferguson plus 310. Jan Blachowicz and Alex Pereira over 1.5 minus 145. And a sprinkle on Jan Blachowicz to win by sub plus 550. Kevin Holland minus 150 to win. Dustin Poirier minus 150 to win. Poirier to win by knockout in round 2, 3, or 4 plus 400.
He's a volume shooter, ladies and gentlemen. He is a volume shooter.
Are we ready for my parlay?
I am more than ready. Let's get this.
Okay. We're going to start the parlay off with Derek Lewis and De Lima under 1.5 rounds minus 200. Then we're going to go Holland and Chiesa over 1.5 rounds minus 145. And then we're going to go Wonder Boy and Pereira over 2.5 rounds minus 225. And I'm going to finish the night with something at stake. Dustin Poirier minus 150 money line. That parlay comes in at plus 500.
Damn, I like that parlay a lot.
I hope someone else does too.
We're gonna have to put that up on the IG for sure.
Definitely.
All right, so for my parlay, I'm still trying to gather all the odds right now, but I think I'm just gonna be a moneyline dog for this one. So I got, what the heck? Dang, these odds seem crazy, but it's a 5-legger, just money lining it out. I got Dustin Poirier to win minus 145. I got Marcos de Lima over Derek Lewis minus 230. I got Holland over Chiesa minus 145. I got Jan over Alex Pereira minus 110. And then I got Wonder Boy over Michel Pereira minus 155. And somehow that comes out to plus 1,187. I don't know. I mean, I literally just put it on the Bovada thing where I could place the bet. So I would think it's correct, but that seems like I guess that's why sports books are so rich, because people see those parlay numbers, put $20 in, and then you lose your $20. But not this time.
Exactly.
This one's hitting. So we got a couple juicy parlays for y'all.
We'll put those up on the socials. Make sure y'all tell us. We had a good weekend last weekend. Win us some money. Don't be afraid to send some donations. We'll drop the Venmo.
But all in all, just super excited about this card. Great card. Always fun to have some money on it, but just in general to be a fan and be able to witness this again. One of these cards where we love what we do. We love this sport. So I'm excited, brother. I cannot wait. I know you're excited. I got to go get a haircut and get ready for this weekend. So
Yes, sir.
I'll see y'all on the other side.
See you on the other side. Doses.